Is your company using BMI in clinical trials? Let's talk about the problems with BMI. Number one, it was never designed as a health measure. BMI was created in the 1830s by Belgian mathematician Adolphe Quetelet, not a physician. He used it to describe the, quote, average man in population studies, not to assess individual health. The formula, which is weight in kilograms divided by height in meters squared, was intended to study population trends, not body composition or disease risks. It became a clinical tool in the 1970s mainly because it was simple and inexpensive, not because it was accurate. Problem two, it doesn't distinguish fat from muscle, bone, or water. BMI can classify a highly muscular athlete as, quote, overweight or obese, while someone with low muscle mass but high visceral fat can appear, quote, healthy. Two people with identical BMIs may have vastly different metabolic profiles, fat distributions, and disease risks. Research shows central abdominal fat, not overall weight, is a much stronger predictor of cardiovascular and metabolic risk, something that BMI ignores. Problem number three, it's biased by gender, race, and ethnicity. BMI cutoffs were developed using data from European men, making them less valid for other populations. For example, Asian populations tend to have higher body fat percentages at lower BMIs, leading to underestimation of risk. Black populations often have a greater muscle and bone density, meaning BMI overestimates fatness and health risk. Women naturally have higher fat mass for reproductive function, so using the same cutoffs as men is physiologically inconsistent. In short, BMI applies a one-size-fits-all metric to a biologically diverse population, reinforcing inequities in diagnosis and care. Problem four, it correlates poorly with actual health outcomes. Large-scale studies show that BMI only modestly predicts mortality and disease when other variables are controlled, like fitness, blood pressure, insulin resistance. People in the overweight BMI category often have equal or lower mortality than those in the, quote, normal range, a phenomenon known as the obesity paradox. As a result, many clinicians and researchers now favor metrics like waist to hip ratio, body fat percentage, or metabolic health markers like A1C, cholesterol, or blood pressure. Problem number five, it perpetuates stigma and misdirects care. BMI can be used as a gatekeeping metric for care, for example, denying fertility treatments, delaying surgeries, or medications based on BMI thresholds, regardless of metabolic health. Patients with higher BMIs report weight bias, delayed diagnoses, and avoidance of care due to shame or discrimination. Over-reliance on BMI also distracts from social determinants of health like diet quality, stress, sleep, and access to care, which have far more impact on health outcomes.
To learn more about modern clinical trials, visit Leaders in Medical Affairs at lmamap.com.